identify any animals. Now, this technically is a night safari here, so that means what we're really trying to experience today is what the animals are doing in the nighttime. Now, versus what they do during the daytime. Now that means that sometimes we're trying to listen to the animals more closely than we would be during the day. So that's why I might get a little bit more quiet at other times. So we're just trying to really listen in and experience what the animals do in the evening. We're waiting for the warden to give us the all clear to head on into Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and then we'll be good to go.
Okay, tell me what animal that's.
Alright, and we're off Twin Day. Now, the first part of the reserve we're going to be heading on into is the Little Ituri Forest. Little Ituri Forest is home to those animals that heavily rely on their natural colorings to help protect them from their predators. Now, lots of these animals are very shy in nature, so they rely on that natural coloring to help protect them. Now, on the right-hand side, all the way towards the back of that corner, past that kind of broken down trunk, is going to be the okapi. Now, okapis may look like they're related to the zebra because of those striped legs, but are actually more related to the giraffe. They have two very common traits with the giraffe that are their prehensile tongues as well as the amount of vertebrae in their necks. So that is the okapi.
Behind this rock.
I'm glad I didn't wear it. I'm glad I did it.
On our left-hand side, all the way back towards that back rock wall, is going to be the black rhino. Absolutely, Safari Ranger. Now, black rhino is one of two rhinos here at Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They weigh at about 3,000 pounds because they are the smaller of the two. Now, sadly enough, there are only about 5,000 of those guys. There's another one right in front of us, out in the wild and out reserves combined. There's another one right there on our left-hand side, eating some food right before he goes to bed. Alright, folks, we're going to keep on traveling through the Little Ituri Forest.
Smell them. Did you get really any of them? Yeah, I did. Like the cut. And then delete all my text messages. Rhinos are in the water. I think so. That's true.
I think it was a rock
Now, these researchers are out here helping with the animals and their feeding patterns, as well as any sort of nesting patterns that they might need. Now, past that kind of apparatus that the researcher is using is going to be the saddle-billed stork, that super tall bird there. Now, the saddle-billed stork is actually as tall as our truck is, and you can see its height compared to their ATV, and that actually is a wingspan of 9 feet on that animal. So that's kind of in perspective, the front end of our truck. That is
trying to make myself as little as possible.
Now, the next part of the reserve we're going to be entering is Safi River, which is home to those water-based animals. So we're really going to be on the lookout for hippos and crocodiles as we're heading on into Safi River today. Now, hippos are the ones we're going to be looking for first. And just as a heads up, if you see ripples in the water or bubbles, that's generally a good sign of hippos. They do normally spend majority of their day underneath the water, so if you see something that kind of looks like a log, chances are those are the hippos. Now, they have the ability to hold their breath up to 8 minutes at a time. So they come up to the surface of the water, get a big gulp of air, go underneath the water, hang out for 6 to 8 minutes. Then come back to the surface of the water to get more air and repeat this process throughout the entire day. This just allows for the animal to keep their bodies cool. Oh, look, there they are, all in a row, right there on our left-hand side. Now, they group together like this almost every evening on the left-hand side of the island. And they'll get in this row and they'll stay protected throughout the entire evening. Now, hippos may seem docile and cute, but they're actually pretty aggressive animals. They're deemed Africa's most dangerous animal. That's because they have these 18-inch long incisors that they not only use to capture prey, but also to fight off any other predators. They are very territorial. Now, on our left-hand side in the middle of the island, those are pink-backed pelicans. They get their coloration most intensely during mating season. The very last 3 in that island, and the very last nesting, were only about a month old. They're one of the newest members to Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and just a nice testament to the hard work that people here at Harambe are doing in terms of conservation. Now we're going to keep traveling across Safi River, folks. On our left-hand side, you're going to be able to see that amazing African predator. Those are the Nile crocodiles. Now, crocodiles do get up to to about 20 feet in length. Now to put that in perspective, you could just lie down the tallest giraffe and that is the length of their body. Now they also live for about 40 years, and then if you saw one with its mouth open, you may be thinking it's looking for prey, but really what it's trying to do is cool down its body. Throughout the day they open their mouths like that to just control the body temperature of the animal, as well as opening up the mouth creates a ventilation throughout the entire body, keeping the animal cooled down. Now the next part of the reserve we're going to be entering is one of my favorite parts of the reserve just because it is such a wide diversity of the types of animals that live here. Now lots of these animals rely heavily on herd-like instincts to help them get through the night and through the day. This sort of protection is a power by numbers sort of mentality. On our right hand side, that's going to be the first example of our savanna ecosystem, and that's a baobab tree. Baobab trees do also get the nickname an upside down tree, and that's because they look like they've been turned right upside down with their roots in the air. Now this root kind of look is actually because the tree is leafless for 9 months out of the year. That leaflessness does allow for the tree to preserve the amount of water it uses from day to day. Conservation of that water is kept in the trunk of the tree. Now on the right hand side, those tiny little animals that you're seeing out there to the right may look like they're babies or young, but they're actually that animal at full grown height. That is the springbok. They max out at about a 2.5 foot height. Now they also have the ability though to spring up in the air at about 6 feet at any given time. Now they are one of the top 10 fastest land animals, even though they are the smallest antelope on the reserve. Kind of have that racing stripe on their right hand side that you can kind of see right there. Now over here on our right, next to those springbok kind of spread out amongst the savanna, you're going to be able to see that really tall horned animal. That's the Ankole cattle. Now Ankole cattle are also referred to as Watusi cattle, and that is because the very first group of people that ever domesticated them were the Watusi people. Now they are the only domesticated animal on the entire reserve. They are related to the bovine family, so that means their relatives are the buffalo and the bison. Those horns may look quite heavy, but are actually pretty light. They have a honeycomb structure on the inside that just allows for the animal to pump blood up and down throughout the horn and keeping the animal cool throughout the entire day through a central kind of cooling system kind of experience. We have got some springbok scattered along that way.
The sunset or the wood.
Again, those Ankole cattle on our right hand side. On our left hand side, that animal kind of stalking around that den is going to be the spotted hyena. Now spotted hyenas are very anxious animals, so this constant pacing is pretty normal to their lifestyle. There they are on the left hand side. Now, they are a very female-dominated group of animals, so even the lowest ranking female doesn't even have to fight over the highest ranking male. In terms of dominance, they will always win out. They are very dominant of the pack. On the left-hand side, those antelope there are Patterson Zealands. They are the largest antelope on the entire reserve. They can weigh anywhere from 500 to 900 pounds. That one out there towards the right-hand side by itself, a little bit grayer than the other ones, is actually the male Patterson Zealand. And here on our right, you can get an up-close and personal experience with that Ankole. Now on our right-hand side, that group of animals that's black and gray is the white-bearded wildebeest. They are one of the most densely herded animals on the entire reserve. They actually participate in the largest land migration in the entire world. 1.5 million of those guys will travel across Africa's savanna together in one big great migration of about 500 to 1,000 mile trek. Now they are also nicknamed the Gnu, spelled G-N-U, and that is for the sound that they make. Now on the left and the right hand side, you can see those large mounds that kind of look like mud. They're actually termite mounds made by termites from excretions of spit and some other things from the termite. But even though they're made by the termites, they're utilized by many other animals of the savanna. Elephants will use them as scratching posts, and then smaller antelope, kind of like the springbok, as well as the zebras, will use them as a lookout post. This springbok grouping over here is just trying to scope out where they might lay down for the evening. generally what they do, the entire herd will gather together. They'll lay down together in kind of a circle formation, and they'll rest in that manner. Now, right before they go to bed, though, they get very excited. Just like some kids I know. They get really hyper, and they jump around a lot, spring around a lot, and then they'll lay down and go right back to bed. Happens just about every evening. There's some more off to our right-hand side. Now on the left and the right-handed side of this path, you may be able to see those kind of crater formations. Really are actually the termite mounds. Got that baobab tree off out there in the distance.
You know what these are? Termite mounds? He was saying you think they fall in, right? We saw some people walking around today with like harnesses on with their tour guide. Oh, there's
Now on our left-hand side, amongst these palm trees up here, we're going to be able to see those giraffes out there in the distance. On our left-hand side. Now a group of giraffes is referred to as a tower. So here we have about, 5 in this tower right now. Now Maasai giraffes can grow up to 20 feet tall in full-grown height. They're already born 6 feet tall and can walk within the first hour of being born. Maasai giraffes are a little bit different than other giraffes, kind of like the reticulated giraffe. The reticulated giraffe, actually, there are reticulated giraffe that live over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, so if you ever get a chance to head on over there, you can check out their reserve and see the difference between the reticulated and the Maasai giraffe. Now, generally, the biggest difference that you can tell with the human eye is just the way that their coats look. Now, they also only need about 30 minutes of rest, a giraffe, so they will actually be one of the most active animals throughout the night and the day here at Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, if you see one sitting or laying down, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's resting or sleeping. It just kind of means that it feels so protected and comfortable in its environment that it feels like it can lay down or sit down and still be safe. Now, giraffes resume their dominance over other animals by staying on all 4 legs at any given time. Now, out in the distance, right in front of us, you're going to be able to see that elephant swinging his trunk out there. Now, elephants throughout the day will flap their ears to keep down their body heat. There's actually another one over here on the left-hand side. There's not normally this many out here at night. They're generally out to feed or off on another part of the reserve to lay down for the night. So that's cool. There's a couple out here. There's about 3 out here right now. So there's 2 to our left-hand side if you look closer to that big, large foliage to our left-hand side. Now, elephants will actually flap their ears throughout the day to cool down their bodies. By flapping the ears, they're activating the blood vessels, cooling down the body up to 15 degrees. Now, they also throw dirt and mud on their back throughout the entire day. This actually acts as a natural sunblock to protect the elephant's skin. So we're going to turn this corner and we'll be able to see that big old baobab tree. But if you look over your left-hand shoulder, you'll be able to see that elephant hanging out on the left-hand side of them. Now, elephants eat pretty much throughout the entire day as well as through the night. They'll eat just about anything they can get their trunks to grab off the ground. That includes grass, hay, dirt, mud, bugs. Anything their trunk can grab off the ground, they'll pretty much eat it. Now, on the left-hand side, underneath those palm trees is going to be the greater flamingo. Now, greater flamingos are the lightest pink of all flamingos. They get that coloration from the brine shrimp that they eat. Now, groups of greater flamingos can get groupings as large as 20,000 of those individual birds. And a group of greater flamingos is referred to as a flamboyance. Off on our left-hand side, we're going to stop here really quick because you'll be able to see that African elephant hanging out at the edge of the water, trying to get some of that water from the pond. All right, folks, we're going to head on into rhino territory. Now, we've already seen the black rhino today, so we're going to look for the white rhino. Now, rhinos hang out in this portion of the reserve most frequently because they like these large mud pits that are right here in the middle. Now, these mud pits offer kind of an escape from the heat throughout the day. They'll roll around in them, coat their bodies in it, and cool off just a little bit. Now, if we don't see a white rhino in this portion of the reserve, doesn't mean we won't see one later. They are free to roam this portion of the savanna, so we might be able to spot one if we look really hard in their other hiding spots. Now, white rhinos are the larger of the two rhinos here at Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They weigh in at about 5,000 pounds.
Oh, she did.
Oh, right up here on the top of this hill, if you guys can see that animal kind of moving around, that's going to be the cheetah. Now, the cheetah is the fastest land animal. Right there, it just laid down in the middle of all those trees on that left-hand side on that hill. Now, it does get up to 60 miles per hour, can stay at that speed for 300 yards, the cheetah can, making it the fastest land animal. Now, this one over here on the left-hand side as well is also moving around, so keep your eyes that left-hand side towards those hills. That one is moving around, kind of stalking maybe its prey for the evening. Right there, moving back and forth, you guys see it? Oh, the other one's out there too. Wow, they are really never this active at night, so great spotting today, friends. There they are on the left-hand side. Now, throughout the day, they have a pretty cool adaptation that helps them out to see their prey. They have a black ring around their eye that actually travels to the corner of their mouth and turns into a teardrop mark. And this actually is a pattern that reflects the glare of the sun out of the animal's eye. This will just allow for the animal to hunt their prey a little bit easier. Now, right in front of us, this rock formation is referred to as the Kopi, and this big old cat right here at the very edge of it, underneath that tree right there, likes to hang out here most frequently. Now, the reason that big predators use Kopis is because there's so many different viewpoints that they can spot their prey from, as well as other predators that they may be in competition with. So right in front of us, that is the male lion. Now, the male lion we know has the mane, so that's how we tell the difference between a male lion and a female lion. Female lions are actually at the very edge of the Kopi on the kind of right-handed side of the lion. Now, they are nocturnal, so they do most of their activity at night, so they're waking up right about now. Maybe we'll stay awake through the night. But they do sleep about 18 to 20 hours out of the day, so that's a lot of the reason why they kind of rest on and off again throughout the night and through the day.
See the other one's thing? The one's laying up there.
At the very edge of the Kopi, those are those female lioness. Now, the female lioness is known for going out for the big hunt at night, while the male lion is known for protecting the territory of the cubs. So there they are, the very edge. They look so beautiful tonight. Now, over here on our right-hand side, that is the white rhino roaming about. It looks like a big old boulder, but it's working its way across the savanna a little bit, so you'll be able to spot it. Now, the white rhino, again, is the largest rhino here at Harambe Wildlife Reserve, weighing in at 5,000 pounds. That does get its name from the word vit, which is an Afrikaans word meaning wide, not white. It's talking about the wide setness of that animal's jaw versus the coloration of its body. Kind of a misconception from when English settlers landed in Africa. Misconception from the Afrikaans word. Now on our right-hand side, I'm already spotting some zebras hanging out underneath the tree together. Now zebras are black with white stripes no matter what anyone says. We know this because the color of their nose is black. Those two antelope hanging out underneath that tree on the right-hand side are bontebok. Now bontebok, sadly enough, only reside on reserves nowadays. They were poached for so many decades that they don't have the ability to actually survive out in the wild anymore. Underneath that tree is going to be the ostrich egg. It weighs anywhere from 3 to 4 pounds. It is so durable, a male ostrich can stand on top of it without ever breaking it.
She has like this insane huge farm.
So we're going to keep traveling.
This thing.
Now this bridge ahead of us is a little bumpy, so hang tight.
Right now. Okay, it's bumpy. Sit down.
She likes to hang out behind these palm trees on the left-hand side. She is a scimitar horned oryx. There she is at the very edge. How's that kind of oak tree-looking tree on your left-hand side, folks? Now the cool thing about her, she's got some pretty cool adaptations to her to help her thrive in the desert. She has hooves that are shaped in a way that allow her to walk across sand without ever sinking into it, and the ability to go 9 months without needing more water. Just some cool adaptations to help her survive in the desert. And that does conclude the animal portion of our safari today, folks. But before we part from one another and from the reserve itself, I'd like for each and every one of us to think about what it is we can do to help protect and preserve the natural world around us. Now, whether you're doing this for yourself, for your future self, or maybe even for the animals, like the many we've seen on this safari, there are lots of small things we can do in our everyday lives to lessen our impact on the natural world. By practicing methods of reducing, reusing, and recycling, we can actually lessen our impact in small, very simple changes, but that can have a big impact and make a big difference. By recycling everyday products